Hi everybody, how is everybody? Perfect, right? Well, not perfect, but beautiful, I know. I can already feel it. This is your High Priestess, Lady Lisa, and I'm here trying to get my hair to look a little normal here. I'm on vacation, but somebody had inboxed me on Facebook, somebody that's in my chat in my group, and asked me if I would do a quick teaching on meditation, and that is going to come. But prior, prior to that, I had already had this urge to do a video on mediumship. As I am a medium, I've been a medium, I guess, since I was born, but I didn't realize that I had the gift till I was about 5. So I do plenty of readings, and I do private readings, and I do parties. And so mote it be, thank you, Mother Universe. They're getting more and more often and more booking, which is an absolute blessing to me, because not only am I able to share my gifts and help people ease their hearts and stuff like that, but it's also a great donation that goes towards my father's GoFundMe cancer site, as he's battling cancer at 65. So before we drag this video on, I can't talk for every medium, okay, because every medium has a different way of doing their mediumship. And for instance, the other night I had a party, and it was a rather large party. It probably could have been longer, well, more, but I don't like to cut my readings short. If somebody has something to say, or they're really trying to communicate with a loved one, I can't just look at my watch and be like, oh, well, 30 minutes are up, your reading is over. That's just so wrong to me. It's just so wrong in so many ways. Now, I understand people may not agree with that, and that's okay if that's the way you do your readings. I'm just talking about mine in particular. So I had one person individually say after the reading to somebody else, which didn't insult me in any way, shape, or form, that she had been to another medium that had told her things about her brother that the medium could not have known, but that her brother said he didn't want anything to do with the reading because he didn't believe in that stuff prior to his passing over. So when I say that, when I say passing over, I say just passing to another realm. I don't say die or death, because we don't die. We actually just pass over to another realm, and we keep on living where on the other side where we go. And we grow and we do beautiful things on the other side. So, and I had said, well, as a medium doing this almost my whole entire life, how can that be possible? It's okay if he didn't believe in that once he was on the physical world, but when he transferred over to the other realm, he cannot possibly believe that this is not true, because he's speaking to a medium and trying to give you messages. So that kind of boggled me a little bit, that a medium would have told her that your brother's here, and I could tell you things that I couldn't have known about your brother, but yet your brother doesn't want to speak to you because he doesn't believe in these things. Listen, as a medium, as a real medium, when a loved one passes over to the other realm, okay, everything that they did here on this plane, it just goes out the window, okay? There's no heartache, there's no sadness, there's no sickness, there's no defects, there's no I believe in this, I don't believe in this. All they do is they keep moving on, moving forward, and they communicate. They find a person, which I consider myself a portal, and once they know that they can communicate through you to one of their loved ones, then they stick around. Now, the best way I can describe it for myself as being a medium is, and I'm Italian, so I use my hands a lot. The movie Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick Swayze, is a perfect example. Not only is it draining, extremely draining for the medium, but it's, excuse me with the word, but that's exactly how it is. When a loved one has passed over to another realm and they find somebody that can actually communicate, and they know that it's a real deal, they kind of just don't want to leave you alone. And I can understand that, because when I pass over, if I can find somebody that can talk to my loved ones, then I'm going to be, knock, 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 get on up. I got a message. So I could be here on vacation, and I just did it earlier for somebody. If somebody comes through, a loved one who's passed over, and gives me a message, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I don't stop and relay that message at that moment, then I'm going to keep getting bugged until I do it. And that's just the way it goes. And I'm okay with that because this is the way I was born. Now, as a medium, for me, the way I see things is, I'm always a student before I am ever a teacher. When I'm doing parties, I am now learning that I can only, if I'm doing a large amount of parties, pull one deceased person through per person per reading, because not only does it drain my energy, like depletes my energy, but then if I pull your aunt through, your brother through, your nephew through, your father through, your grandfather through, I got so many energies coming through at one time that want to speak to you. Things start to get confused. Then I have leftover energy from the reader before, and then the reader before, and the reader from before. So it kind of gets confusing with all these energies coming through at one time. Like, I got to get this message through. I got to say something. So then I'm like, I get a little lost, and then the reader's kind of like, and that's why I always say you're able to record the conversation however you want to record it. If you want to record it on your phone, I just don't want to be on like the video, but you can record everything that's going on, because I have nothing to lie about. I don't fake the funk. Okay. And there's plenty of people that'll walk away from my reading and will know that it's absolutely true and still be like, nah, because they're blocked. They don't want to believe in that stuff. Well, then why come to the reading? Let it be for somebody else who actually has a belief in it, or will come to the reading with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Just if you come completely blocked and shut out, you're not going to be able to retrieve the messages that your past loved one wants to give you, because you're blocked. So I'm not going to be able to receive the messages the right and correct way that the person who passed over wants to give you. Again, also as a medium, when I did, I'm sorry about the word, I got a bad habit of that. I need to break it. I'm going to do a spell on myself to break that. Watch. So anyway, when I did a very large party the other night, I had the last person come down, and I didn't even realize it was almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had started about 6 o'clock that night. So when she put the ring in my hand, I knew it was a male that this ring belonged to. But usually I would pick it up in a snap of a finger, like, boom, pick it right up. And it took me like a little bit to bring this person through, from reading about 9 people prior to her and bringing so many people forth that had passed over to the other realm. So now I know that the next time I do a reading, only one deceased, well, I'm not going to use the word deceased, one past loved one per reading per person, because it's just too much for me. It drains me, and then it gets confusing. Now, I'm only speaking for me as a medium and how I see things. I will see visions, okay? And I will see colors. And I'll get the itchies, like I'm getting the itchies now, because there's spirits here with me, okay? I'm actually right here on my altar. So, back to basics. Excuse me, there we go again. Stop it, Lisa. Lady Lisa, stop it. Okay, so someone to be stop it. So it's kind of like a radio, kind of like a record. Like I can hear it, but it's more pictures. But it's talking at the same time. It's so hard to describe for me being a medium, but that's the way I see things, okay? Oh, I was ready to do it. See, I caught myself. So, okay. For instance, say I'm reading you and I'm bringing your father through, okay? And he's showing me the neck area. Now, that doesn't always mean that it's pertaining to his neck area, okay? That could be it's pertaining to somebody that he's over there with, that met him when he passed over. It could be pertaining that maybe you have a neck issue. See, by the end of the reading, all the pieces of the puzzle will have come together, and me and the reader will have figured out the messages that were supposed to be brought forth, and along with the cards that are being pulled, if you wanted a pendulum, they're past, present, and future, and everything that goes along with my readings. I myself I have to stop my readings at a certain point in time because I can go on for hours. It's a passion of mine. I love doing it. And I know that the person I'm reading could go on for hours too, because who doesn't have 1,000 questions? But at the same time, then you have other people waiting, so you have to be a little bit considerate. But back to being a medium, like when a person passes over, there's no more animosity, there's no more grudges, there's no more any of that. It's us who keep the grudge. It's us who can't forgive. It's us that keep the hurt. It's not them. Okay? They do get upset at times, not like want to punch the wall and upset, but I see tears sometimes when they know that somebody they love is hurting so bad over their passing, or they see them doing something that they wouldn't have approved of here in the physical world. They'll show me tears. Sorry, did it again. And I'm trying not to drag this video out too long. I'm just trying to give you a quick rundown without dragging the video on forever about how I do how I do my mediumship, how I was taught at 5 years old when I went to my grandmom, who is a witch, runs on both sides of my family, and said, Grammy, I see ghost. And my grandmother was like, well, it's about time that I sit you down and tell you that you're a witch. It runs on both sides of the family. You're not only a witch, but you're a psychic, you're a medium, and I'm going to show you how to do tarot. And that's when she showed me how to do tarot. When there was no books available where you would open the book and it would tell you the meaning of the card, you just flipped over and you drew the person's energy and you read from the card. That's how I do my readings. I don't open up a book and say, well, this card means this because that's what the book says. No. When you're truly gifted and talented and you're an expertise, you will be able to just flip the card, whether it goes upright or reversed, upright, and be able to just draw their energy right from the card. Because see, I can pull this card for 15 people, the same exact card, and this card will mean something different for each 15 people. That's why you're never supposed to go by a book and what the book is meaning. That's how traditional witches were taught. That's how I was taught at the age of 5 when my grandmother read my first tarot. She read my tarot, and then she showed me how to read tarot. Oracle decks, if you guys didn't already know, are just messages. They're just messages. Beautiful. I love Oracle. I got millions of Oracle decks, but tarot is basically for past, present, and future, okay? So back to being a medium. They will show me how they passed over. And then I've heard before, well, you can't be real, because if you were real, then you would go help all these unsolved murders. Let me just tell you a little bit of something about this. And no disrespect to the police, okay? But if I go in to a police station, and I say to the detectives, listen, I know who did this to this person and blah, blah, blah. They're going to look at me like, lady, if you please don't get out of here before we cuff you. Yes. See, okay, that's why us as mediums, we do not go to the police, okay? If you've ever seen stories where a medium has gone to a police, nothing ever has come out of it because they weren't real. Please don't take that stuff serious, okay? And I've solved murder cases. I was taken through a whole entire home from the top to the bottom and shown the whole entire episode. And when I do readings, I don't relay messages to have the party or the person I'm reading go get retaliation or make them hurt in any other way more than they're hurting. The messages that are given is to either clarify something that they wanted answers to, or to let them know, hey, listen, you guys think this is the way I passed over, but this is really not the way I passed over. And that's how I relay my messages. I see things in my head. I'll see colors. And then when I'm speaking to people, I'll make sure I let them know, listen, my colors could be different than your colors. Okay? Because I see it in my head. My age can be a little bit off from what you think their age should have been. And so can their weight and their height. You got to remember now, when I see visions in my head, I don't see the number 6'4". Okay, I don't see the weight 285 or 195 or 6'2" or 5'9". I'm saying in height and length and in weight, so I'm taking estimate guesses because they're not giving me names. They don't give me details like that. I don't know a medium that could come to you and say, oh, okay, well, your grandfather's name was Frank Jones Wiggins. Let's hypothetically say Frank Jones Wiggins. It don't work like that. If you ever go to a psychic medium who comes right out and tells you that your grandfather who passed on or passed over is Frank Jones Wiggins and that's his full entire name, you can guarantee that that person has done major research on your family prior to you coming, or they had expertise do some type of something like that. Like they're either big time mediums, quote unquote, on TV, on radio stations, and or they got psychic hotlines built up, and they have all the ways to find out all that information. Where you just call me, I'll do a reading in a snap of a finger if I got the time. I'm so busy, B. Thank you to Mother Universe that I wouldn't have the time nor the ignorance to even try my hardest to look up any of your information, because I would not be able to lay down at night with myself knowing that I told you things that were true, but it was out of deception, if that makes any sense. Okay? So again, as being a medium, I am also learning as I'm getting very many readings that I'm only going to be pulling one past loved one over per person per reading, as it does drain me. It affects the next reader, and it confuses me with all the energies and all the messages and everything that's trying to come through all at the same time. Now, maybe other mediums, I don't know, maybe you can do that. Maybe you can pull 7 loved ones who've passed to the other realm over at the same time and then still do it to 9 other people and not be drained. It drains me. It depletes my energy all the way down. Like, whew. I'm so grateful for the readings. And when I'm done, I sleep for like 2 days. Like 2 days straight, I cannot be bothered. I have to get all my energy back up. I take my vitamins, my vitamin C. I just relax and just do the best that I can to get all that energy back into my system. So if you go on a social media and you go onto somebody's live and you see them talking for 2 hours and they're constantly talking to people who've passed over and they don't seem to be tired at all, I would be a little skeptical of that, okay? Because I know since I've been 5 that I get drained. Even when I just pull cards, it drains me. That kind of stuff drains you. You can agree. You don't have to agree. You're not always going to agree with the things that I say. I can only tell you what I know to be a fact for me, what I've been taught, and what I see and how I read. Now, I'm taking the time out of my vacation to come on here and explain to you how for me being a medium, how it works for me. Now, if you don't agree, just because you have a thumbs don't mean you have to give me a thumbs down, right? You could just keep on scrolling on to the next medium, and maybe that's how you like how they do their mediumship, right? If you like it, you can always comment below. Okay, so now on to the next. And if you want me to go further into detail about being a medium, all you do is have to leave comments below, and I'll do another YouTube on that. Any negative comments, I'm reporting you. I'm telling you right now. Do not tolerate negativity at all. It doesn't even exist in my life. So, meditating. Somebody asked me to do a YouTube on meditating. Excuse me again. Throat's itchy. So, as far back as I was taught, meditation. Meditation is kind of just like daydreaming. It's something that's relaxing. A bubble bath, some quiet music, a glass of wine, some music, that'll just ease your mind and, where you can just meditate and cleanse everything. And that's all it is. It's really basically what you're comfortable with. That's what meditation is. If you want to sit in the corner of your home in an Indian style fold and rock, and just listen to some meditating music, that's meditating. If you want to lay in a bubble bath and have meditating music on and just close your eyes and have a glass of wine and just get out, breathe in and out, and breathe in and out, breathe in and out. That's meditating. Okay, one great thing about meditating is it gets out all the blockage from the day. It gets rid of all that blah that you don't need it stuffed up in your head, all the garbage. It helps you get rid of it. Great time to meditate would be before spell casting. That's why I always do a meditating bath spell kit ritual that I do make in my rituals, so that my mind is clear. Because if you go into spell casting, which I am a master spellcaster, and your mind is not clear, if you have anger, if you're emotional, if anything's going on, then your spells are going to be affected by that. So that's a great time to meditate. You can meditate before you go to bed. Meditating is also like manifesting, sort of, kind of. Yes, there is a difference, but you can relate the two together, because when you're meditating, you're clearing your mind, okay? So you're able to manifest. So you might say to yourself, well, that's not making too much sense. How can meditating and manifesting be the same? No, they're not the same. I said they're similar. It actually, one helps the other. If you meditate and you clear your mind, then you can manifest better. Now, can you manifest without meditating? Yes, I manifest every night without meditating. The only time that I meditate is before I go into spell casting. Usually, to be honest with you, I don't meditate unless I'm going into spell casting. Other than that, I manifest every night before I go to bed, and that's the reason why I have everything that I want and I need. Of course, thank you to Mother Universe, who's sitting right here in front of me, her statue and her offerings. Her first and foremost. Okay, so with that being said, I'm trying to speed the video up just a little bit so it don't get too dragging and you want to click off. Okay, what else can I say? Oh, somebody else had asked me this question too as they're coming into practicing. They're a newbie, and he's actually a male, and he had said to me, how can a witch honor God and Jesus? And I said, that's a great point, because I believe that there's God, and, I believe that Jesus did exist, and I absolutely believe in heaven and angels. However, I don't honor God. I honor Mother Universe, because if you are a witch and you hear a witch honoring God, then she's really contradicting herself, because being a Catholic when I was younger, I had no choice. And nothing against Catholic people, because I don't judge anybody, okay? I don't judge anybody for what they believe in, because I don't want nobody to judge me. But when I was a Catholic growing up, until I was able to make choices for myself, I was taught from the Bible, which is in the Bible, that witchcraft comes from the devil, which I already know that witchcraft does not come from the devil. You can go to church every single day of the week. You can attend church every Sunday, and you can commit evil acts. You can be a witch and do nothing but great. Or you could be a witch and do nothing but good. Or you could be a witch that does a mix like I do. I do more good than I will do harm, because I'm a traditional witch. But you really got to get me to that point where I'm going to hex you or put a curse on you or do something like that. Because I don't like to see people hurting. That's not who I am. But then don't hurt me neither, because I didn't do anything to deserve the hurt, right? So then you say to yourself, well, that's for tick for tack. Well, I don't believe in karma either, and that's for another video as well. So I'm trying to throw a little mix of a little bit of everything in there, but basically trying to focus on how I read as a medium. And with that being said, I'm going to get ready to go live in my group on Facebook, which I didn't learn how to link that to YouTube yet, being a traditional solitary witch and being new to this. So I will submit to be in the future. And if you guys want to come join, I would love you to come join. If you would like me to elaborate more on anything that I put in this video, you can comment below. If you would like me to teach on something, because I teach traditionally, which is actually very easy and understanding. Not that wicked or pagan or there's anything bad about it. It's just that being taught traditionally is exceptionally easy. It's really easy. So just comment below. If you're not, you can always subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell button so then you know when I come on. You'll get alerts that I've did a video. You can give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't give me a thumbs up, well, then it's better than a thumbs down. Because, like I said, we're not all on here going to agree with one another. Because in what type of world do we all agree with one another? However, we do take the time out of our day, like here I am on vacation, to take the time out of my day to come on per some requests and do a video. So to give somebody a thumbs down because you just don't agree, it's corny, my friends. It's just a corny thing to do. You don't have to give a thumbs up, but you definitely don't got to give a thumbs down. So with that being said, I'm going to say for now, your High Priestess Lady Lisa, Master Spellcaster, White Witch from Philadelphia, but not in Philadelphia at the moment. I will be back again very soon, and let's see how quick this will upload here in the hotel where the Wi-Fi isn't so great. I do have my own personal Wi-Fi, but as soon as I come into the hotel, it just clicks it right off. So I'm going to go link this into my chat and into my group so people can watch it, and then I'm going to go live, and then I'm going to go have some fun on my vacation, which I deserve. So with that being said, love and light, many blessings to you and your family, and I shall see you on the next video. And I love you all, whether you believe in me or you don't, or whatever. Which, not which, gifted, not gifted. I love you all. Catholic, Christian, Muslim, whatever. I love you all for who you are. Love and light. Bye.